Hello and a very warm welcome to each one of you. And today we are diving into day three. But before we dive into day three, let's recall what we have explored so far. On day one, we spoke about emotional destiny. We learned that the quality of our life is the quality of our emotions. Emotions are not random; they are the signals guiding us towards growth and meaning. Then, day two, we talked about physical destiny. We discovered that our body is an emotional engine. When we master our physiology, we master our state, shifting instantly from pain to power through motion and energy. All right. Now we are moving into day number three, which is talking about relationship destiny, the place to share and care. Because life is not meant to be lived alone. Do you agree with it? It's meant to be shared, isn't it? Chalo, on that note, let's start reading this part of the book and understand what does Tony Robbins want to share with us and teach us. Chapter number 21, Relationship Destiny, the place to share and care, day 3 of 7 days challenge. Your outcome is measurably enhance the quality of your personal relationships and deepen your emotional connection with the people you care about most by reviewing the 6 fundamentals of successful relationships. Success is worthless if you don't have someone to share it with. Indeed, our most desired human emotion is that of connection with other souls. Throughout this book, we have talked consistently about the impact of relationships on shaping character, values, beliefs, and the quality of our lives. Specifically, today's exercise is designed simply to remind you of 6 key points that are valuable to any relationships. Let's briefly review them before I give you the assignment for today. Number one, if you don't know the value and rules of the people with whom you share a relationship, you should prepare for pain. People can love each other, but if for whatever reason they consistently break the rules of someone they care about, they are going to be upset and stressed in this relationship. Remember, every upset you have ever had with another human being has been a rule upset. And when people become intimately involved, it's inevitable that some of their rules will clash. By knowing a person's rules, you can head off these challenges in advance. Number two, some of the biggest challenges in relationships come from the fact that people enter a relationship in order to get something. They're trying to find someone who is going to make them feel good. In reality, the only way a relationship will last is if we see our relationship as a place that you go to give and not a place that you go to take. Number three, like anything else in life, in order for a relationship to be nurtured, there are certain things to look for and to look out for. There are certain warning signals within your relationships that can flag you that you need to tackle a problem immediately before it gets out of hand. In her book, How to Make Love All the Time, my friend dear Barbara De Angelis identifies 4 pernicious phases that can kill a relationship. By identifying them, we can immediately intervene and eliminate problems before they balloon into destructive patterns that threaten the relationship itself. Stage 1 is resistance. The first phase of challenges in a relationship is when you begin to feel resistance. Virtually anyone who has ever been in a relationship has had times when they felt resistance towards something their partner said or did. Resistance occurs when you take exception or feel annoyed or a bit separate from this person. Maybe at a party, they tell you a joke that bothers you and you wish they had not. The challenge, of course, is that most people don't communicate when they are feeling the sense of resistance. And as a result, this emotion continues to grow until it becomes stage 2, resentment. If resistance is not handled, it grows into resentment. Now, you are not just annoyed, you are angry with your partner. You begin to separate yourself from them and erect an emotional barrier. Resentment destroys the emotion of intimacy, and this is the destructive pattern within a relationship that, if unchecked, will only gain speed. If it is not transformed or communicated, it turns into stage 3, that is rejection. This is the point when you have so much of resentment built up that you find yourself looking for ways to make your partner wrong, to verbally or non verbally attack them. In this phase, you begin to see everything they do as irritating or annoying. It's here that not only emotional separation occurs, but also physical separation as well. If rejection is allowed to continue, to lessen our pain, we move to stage 4, that is repression. When you are tired of coping with the anger that comes with the rejection phase, you try to reduce your pain by creating emotional numbness. You avoid feeling any pain, but you also avoid passion and excitement. This is the most dangerous phase of a relationship because this is the point at which lovers become roommates. No one else knows the couple has any problems because they never fight, but there is no relationship left. What's the key of preventing these 4 R's? The key answer is simple. Communicate clearly upfront. Make sure your rules are known and can be met. To avoid blowing things out of proportion, use transformational vocabulary. Talk in terms of preferences instead of saying, I can't stand it when you do that. Say, I would prefer it if you did this instead. Develop pattern interrupts to prevent the type of arguments where you can't even remember what it's about anymore, only that you have got to win. That makes a lot of sense, isn't it? Let's go to number 4. We have stages 4, 3, but we were talking about the 6, these things. What was that? 6? We were talking about review them before we 6 key points that are valuable to any relationship. So point number 4 is make your relationship one of the highest priorities on your life. Otherwise, they will take a back seat to any and all of the other things that are more urgent that happen during your day. Gradually, the level of emotional intensity and passion will drift away. We don't want to lose the power of our relationship simply because we got caught up in the law of familiarity, or we let neglect habituate us to the intense excitement and passion we have for a person. And number 5 is one of the most important patterns that Becky and I discovered early that is critical to making our relationship last is to focus each day on making it better. Rather than focusing on what might happen if it ended, we must remember that whatever we focus on, we will experience. If we constantly focus on our fears of a relationship being over, we will begin to do things unconsciously to sabotage it so that we can extract ourselves before we get too entwined and true pain results. A corollary to this principle is that If you want your relationship to last, never, 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 ever, ever threaten the relationship itself. In other words, don't ever say, if you do that, then I'm leaving. Just making this statement alone creates the possibility. If it also induces a destabilizing fear in both partners. Every couple that I have ever interviewed with the lasting relationship has made it their rule, no matter how angry or hurt they felt, never to question whether or not the relationship would last and never to threaten to leave it. Just remember the racing school metaphor of the skid car and the wall. You want to focus on where you want to go in a relationship, not on what you fear. And number 6, each day reassociate to what you love about this person you are in relationship with. Reinforce your feelings of connection and renew your feelings of intimacy and attraction by consistently asking the questions. How did I get so lucky to have you in my life? Become fully associated to the privilege of sharing your life with this person. Feel the pleasure intensely and continuously anchor it into your nervous system. Engage in a never ending quest to find new ways to surprise each other. If you don't, habituation will set in and you will take each other for granted. So find and create these special moments that can make your relationship a role model, one that is legendary. In a full heart, there is a room for everything, and in an empty heart, there is room for nothing, says Antonio Porcia. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So, what do we learn from here? What was your bulb on moment? Well, I understood, from my understanding, relationships are the greatest source of joy or pain. Think of I would love for you to think of the happiest and the most painful moment in your life. What do they both have in common? To be honest, when you will answer, I believe that this answer will usually involve someone you love. I want you to understand that relationships, they are like mirror. They are the mirrors of the of our inner world. When we are fulfilled inside, our relationships flourish. When we are in conflict inside, they reflect it back. For example, if there is a woman who feels constantly unheard by her husband, not realizing it mirrors her own lack of self listening, she begins to honor her feelings. He naturally becomes more attentive. Your reflection, your relationship defines you, they reveal you. Also, what I understood is the relationship between growth and love. Love without growth becomes stagnant. Growth without love becomes lonely. True fulfillment comes when both the partners are committed to growing together. I would like to ask you, when was the last time you appreciated someone for how much they have grown rather than what they do? I'll repeat that. When was the last time you appreciated someone for how much they have grown rather than what they do? See, always remember the purpose of a relationship is not to get your needs met. It is to become more of who you are by giving rather than seeking for something. It should always be about giving. And it is very beautifully said in one of the books that when the two people are fully ready, when they are whole in their own beings, then only they should come together. Otherwise, either of the two will be trying to suck something out of the other. All right. And then what other things were there? The power of appreciation and contribution. The secret of thriving relationships lies in appreciation, not expectations. Expectations actually normally, I believe, is the root cause of sadness. When the expectations are not met, then you get into the loop of disharmony as well. The moment we start counting what's missing, love starts diminishing. And the moment we start celebrating what's present, love actually multiply होना शुरू हो जाता है. चलो एक एक्टिविटी करते हैं. Let's do an activity. I want you to message or tell one person in your life today. You know, ऐसे लिख सकते हो. You can write something like, I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate you for X, Y, Z, whatever. And I know it for a fact that love grows wherever attention flows. So if you keep on telling people, when you focus on what is there in life rather than what is not there, it is going to be a better and simpler and easy flowing life. Then we also understood that when you raise your emotional vibration, peace, joy, compassion, you influence every relationship in your circle. मुझे एक बात बताओ, आपके घर में किसकी इमोशनल टोन डोमिनेट करती है? Whose emotional tone dominates your house? Yours or someone else's? इसका रीजन पता है क्या है? Because emotional leadership begins with self leadership. एक जो काम मदर होती है ना, she transforms the mood of the chaotic home just by changing her state. एक जो grateful partner होता है, he diffuses arguments faster than logic can ever. Be the thermostat, not thermometer. Set the temperature of love in your home. I would love for you to reflect on what kind of energy do you bring into your relationships. Are you demanding? Are you defensive? Or are you nurturing? It depends a lot. मतलब आपकी लाइफ के आपके relationship actually matters on these criteria, on the kind of energy that you bring into your relationship. Okay. Chalo, jaldi se, let's dive into what does Tony Robbins have to share with us in as an activity today. But I would love for you to go from here with an affirmation today. And the affirmation is, I create relationships that reflect love, respect, and conscious growth. I am love in motion. I repeat that. I create relationships that reflect love, respect, and conscious growth. I am love in motion. When you keep repeating this again and again, you will see how your actions, how your behavior shifts as well. Okay? Awesome. चलो जल्दी से पढ़ते हैं कि टोनी रॉबिन्स ने what is he sharing, what is the activity, what is the challenge that he is giving us today. Today's assignment is number 1. Take the time today to talk to your significant other and find out what's most important to each of you in your relationship. What are your highest values in the relationship together? And what has happened for you to feel like those values are being fulfilled? Clear? Number two, decide that it's more important for you to be in love than to be right. If you should ever find yourself in the position of insisting that you're right, break your own pattern. Stop immediately and come back to the discussion later when you are in a better state to resolve your conflict. Good. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat and I'll answer them. Number three, develop a pattern interrupt that you both agree to use when things become most heated. In this way, no matter how mad you are, for at least a moment, you can smile and let go of the upset. To make it easier for both of you, use the most bizarre or humorous pattern interrupt you can devise. Make it private joke that can serve as a personal anchor. Number four, when you feel resistance, communicate it with softeners such as I know it's only my idiosyncrasy, but when you do that, it makes me tad peckish. Number five, plan regular date nights together, preferably once a week or at the minimum 2 times a month. Take turns surprising your partner and dreaming up the most romantic and fun things to do. Last but not the least, make sure you get a good 180-second wet kiss every day. These are your only assignments for today. Act upon them and enjoy them. I can promise you the rewards are immeasurable. To make sure that we commit to constant and never ending improvements, can I, on the daily basis, let's develop an enjoyable plan by creating your financial destiny. This is the challenge for tomorrow. But today you are to do these 6 steps. If your spouse is not with you, part number 6 can be done over a call. I don't know. You can have some good talk over the call. If you remember how when you were a boyfriend or a girlfriend or when you were in a courtship period, you used to talk so much. Try something like that. Okay? Let's make this one click to the best, right? And yes, conversation is very important. Communicate. If you want your relationship to get better, communicate and don't get defensive ever in your life. Don't ever threaten your other half. कि अगर ये नहीं होता तो I'm going to leave, अगर ये नहीं होगा तो ये, no way. There is no space for that. I understand that there might be people who would be, struggling in their relationships poorly, very badly. But I believe that if we take one small step towards it, we can work through it. All right. That's it for today. Take good care of yourself. God bless you. And lots and lots and lots of love. Bye-bye.